Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's special topic, I'm gonna be talking about how I lost $70,000 in under 2 months, I believe. Right. So this is pretty much the beginning of the year, and I'm also gonna share with you guys like the lessons learned behind it and how you guys can avoid it too. Um, but anyways, it was February that I made my first $10,000 investment into an automation store. So it's pretty much a Shopify automation that I was sucked into by one of my mentor, and I really had high hopes into it, right? That it's gonna be doing well. I was literally one of the first investors to come into like that marketplace before the whole Amazon and Shopify automation blew up on social media. So I was like one of the early investors. Shared the store with a couple of my partners at that time, and all in all, it went to shit literally the second month that I got in. Turns out the store was selling fraudulent products from China, like grade A products, and then selling that into the US market. And the store was getting like cease and desist letters, kind of like stating that, we're gonna get sued if you don't bring the listing down and whatnot. And my entire Facebook account got banned from this whole experience. So it was definitely horrible. I lost $10,000 on that, and I was just like, fuck it, it's okay, just move on. And then the next investment I made was Forex. There's one with Forex automation, and then there's another one with sports gambling automation. The sports gambling automation, like what the fuck? People are just coming up with random ideas and then slapping automation on top of it just to make it a business, right? Anyways, one of the guys that actually started the sports gambling automation, we were kind of close in a sense. We will invite him over to our house. When I was living with a bunch of entrepreneurs, we had our own little mansion in Vegas for a while, right? And he would come over on the weekend and just chill and hang out with us. So that's pretty much where the relationship and the bond grew over time. And then I really trusted him with everything that he was doing because he was making really good sports bets, and I can see the numbers that he posted online. But yeah, what happened then is we all invested $10,000 each, and then a few months after, he would send us some results, right, on how much profits we're making on a month-to-month basis. But after the third month, he started ghosting us. So we were like, yo, what the fuck, man, what's going on? You have your entire reputation online, and he is just letting that go all because of like 200K that between me and other people invested into him. And it was a crazy experience, and that taught me a lot in terms of like you can never trust someone that you just met. Like they might do all these kind things for you, but you never know what the dark side is like on them, right? You don't know what's happening behind the scene. And just don't get too emotionally attached to whatever happened firsthand. And you know um that's yeah. And don't come in with FOMO as well. I feel like a big one would be FOMO with a lot of these bad investments. It's like, just because all my friends are getting in doesn't mean that I have to get in as well, right? It really comes down to knowing, the money that you're parking into, really understanding the industry and the in and out, how it's operated, the team behind it. I felt like I have not done any of that research at all on my end. I just had that mentality. It's like, okay, if everybody's getting in, they probably did their research. They're probably like super optimistic about the return on that. So I'm just gonna get in and just be lazy, right? But you can see how that turned out. I pretty much lost like 40,000 actually in combined automation shit that's been going around lately. So yeah, that's a big lesson that I learned. And then I also learned not to really over leverage when it comes to trading. So when a couple months ago with the whole crypto boom before it had that correction, that 30% drop in one day, I was over leveraging myself, right? So there's an exchange called FTX exchange, which allows you to trade up to like 100x of whatever deposit that you put into the exchange, right? So how it works is like if you put in $1,000, they can actually give you $100,000 to trade with. Obviously you can make so much money without leverage, but at the same time too, it's like you can lose everything of like the smallest move. And especially being especially crypto moving is so volatile and it moves at such a rapid pace, it's like you never know what's going to happen, right? So I deposit like 30,000 and I was using like $80,000 or $100,000 in leverage and margin trading. And then I was up a pretty good amount, like 20,000, I believe. And then one day, yeah, that well, what happened? I don't know. It just took a hit. It was like 2 months ago. I remember it was on Danny's event, and I was a speaker at his event too. And the day that I was supposed to speak, I checked my account and all my positions got liquidated. I was like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on? It turns out I over leveraged myself, and when that happens, is your liquidation price per security that you invest into goes up by like 20 or 30% based on how volatile the market is moving that day. So the market dropped 30% and my liquidation pretty much like, yeah, it was just crazy. It didn't even hit any of my stop losses, because by the time it hit my stop loss, I was already liquidated. The liquidation price was above my stop loss at that time. So that was a big lesson learned. It's crazy. So at the end of the day, it's just like invest in what you guys know and really understand. Don't over leverage, especially if you're playing with like really volatile market or doing leverage trading. Even leverage ETFs in the stock market can be extremely dangerous. I lost a lot of money trading like UGAS and DGAS like back in college days. And then FOMO is a big one. Just because your friends are getting into it doesn't mean you need to get into it too. So yeah, and oh, this is the best one yet. I feel like the main lesson from all of this experience is don't come in with the mentality that investing into the stock market, crypto, or any of these passive income opportunity that people are promoting will make you rich, right? Because number one, that is not sustainable, and you don't have any control over how the operations are running, how the market in that and is working out the economics behind it. It's not consistent, right? Like I try to understand what is gonna encourage them to, what sort of incentives is gonna encourage them to work like forever for me when it comes to like me investing into their opportunities, right? So it's like all these little dots that I'm trying to like piece together and see if this does really make sense for me. And this is speaking of experience and kind of like lesson learned from like school as well. When it comes to like all type of businesses, you want to look at all aspects. And then yeah, it's honestly, investing into these investments, it's not bad, but it's not going to make you rich, or it's not going to make you as smarter, right? It's out of your reach and it's out of your control. It doesn't necessarily build any life skills, which I feel like is the biggest impact when it comes to like being young. Is anytime you want to spend your money, your time, your energy into, you want to also make sure that it helps you as a person, helps the growth of you with your life skills and whatnot, right? Unless you're a really good trader and you're applying to become a desk trader with JP Morgan, then that's a different story, right? But for like the average consumers like us, it's best if you just focus on building your skill sets, building a business, because at the end of the day, like what you yield on your business is like it's unlimited. Like there's no cap on it. right? I see people invest only $1,000 in themselves, and the next year or the next couple months they make like 50,000 in return. Is just absurd at this point. When you really think about it, like the best investment that you can make is honestly in mentorship courses, building your skill sets, because at the end of the day, you have full control of everything that you do when it comes to making money. So yeah, all in all, um, hope you guys enjoyed this little talk by me, but I just want to share some quick lessons on my end. And yeah, just something for you guys to be aware of once you start investing a lot more. There is a lot of things that you guys should really look out for, right? So with that being said, thank you again for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.